guys, so welcome back to my channel. I'm not gonna talk about the hair, I'm not talking about it. Look at this, look at this. What is that? I did like a curling serum to my hair to kind of bring back its natural curl, and it did bring it back a little bit, but it also left it very, like, I don't know, I look like a shaggy dog mixed with like a mop, if that makes any sense. So yeah, today we're going to be doing a Colourpop one brand tutorial. I'm really excited for this look. You guys have been requesting this a ton, so I am excited to finally be bringing it to you guys. I picked up so many new things from Colourpop that I'm so excited to try, and it took me forever to get this video out there because my order took a whole week, literally a whole week, to just get me an email to say that it was shipped out to me. And then when it was finally shipped out to me, it got here super late at night, so I am filming this on the next day that it got here because I don't know why Colourpop does me like that. It always happens to me with Colourpop, but that's okay. I got my order. I kind of sort of started with my brows already. I don't have anything from Colourpop that's for the brows. I don't even know if they have something for the brows. Maybe they do and I don't know about it. I don't have anything from them for my brows, so I just used my CoverGirl brow pencil, and that was that. So I have two fairly new palettes from Colourpop. Maybe they're not new, maybe they're just new to me. But this is the Colourpop Double Intended eyeshadow palette, and then we have the You Had Me at Hello eyeshadow palette. So I'm not quite sure which of the two I want to use, so I might just be picking shades from both of the palettes. I'm going to start by taking this first shade right here, and this is called Locked and Loaded, and I am going to use this as my eyeshadow. Ooh, that was very pigmented. I'm going to use this just to kind of set my whole entire lid space. Next, I'm gonna go into this shadow right here, and this is called Keep It PG. I think that's the name. I'm gonna take that with a pencil brush, and I am going to apply this in the brow bone area just to highlight the brow. I go into this shade right here, and this is called Naked. I'm horrible with names, you guys. So bad. So I'm going to take this shade and I am going to apply it using my Alamar brush. It doesn't have a number, but it is their blending brush. I'm going to take that shade and I am going to work this in my crease, and this is going to be our first transition shade. So I am working this in the crease. Next, I'm going to go into this bottom shade right here, and this is called Nip Slip. And I am going to place this again with that same Ojitos brush from Alamar Cosmetics, and I am going to just place this a little bit lower in the crease, but still really buffing it out and blending it upwards towards that brow bone. I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here, and this is called Extracurricular. It's a little bit more orangey and it has a tiny bit of red in there. I'm going to take it again with that same exact brush that we have been using, and I am just going to again apply it to my crease, but keeping it a little bit lower in the crease area. And I'm also going to apply a little bit of the product right here in the outer corner. I'm going to go in with a pencil brush, and I'm going to take this color right here, and this is called Hard. This one has a lot of red in there, and I am going to place this color right here in the outer corner and in the crease a little bit. I'm going to go in with that previous blending brush, and I am just going to blend out these edges. I'm going to go into the shade Teddy Bear, which is this dark chocolate brown shade, and I'm taking it with an angled brush, and I am going to work this right here in the lash line. And then I'm going to go back in with that pencil brush that we used the previous shade, and I'm just going to buff that out. I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade right here. It's a really pretty brown, but it has some glitter to it. And I think this will look really pretty just smoked in the top lash line. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that. It's a really pretty shade. And I'm just gonna smoke it right here on top of that liner. It's not even gonna do too much to it. It's not gonna change it or anything. It's just gonna give it like a little hint of like a shimmer. I'm going in with a mixture of this shade right here, and I'm gonna mix it in with this shade. So these two shades. And I am going to apply this to my lid. And I'm not wetting my brush. I just want a little hint of color in the lid. I'm gonna go back in with that flat angled shader brush. I'm gonna take some more of that dark brown, and I'm just going to re-intensify my lash line, very close to my lash line. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and take a makeup wipe, and I'm just gonna wipe off any fallout that we have and clean up the outer corner. So we are going to go ahead and move on to foundation. So Colourpop just released, this is the No Filter foundation, and I picked mine up in the shade medium 110. It comes in a glass bottle. It does not have a cap, but it does have a lock. You can open it and you can lock it. So I wish it would have had a cap. About 2 pumps. Ooh, that's dark. Okay. So that is 2 pumps. I think I'm gonna do one more just in case. I'm taking it with my Sedona Lace 480 brush. I'm gonna take a little bit of the foundation, and I am going to, oh no, it's gonna match me, you guys. I think it's gonna match me. So I am just going to apply this all over. Alrighty, so this is one side of my face with the foundation. The color is a little bit darker. As soon as I get just a little bit of sun, this is going to fit me perfect because I'm really fair at the moment. This color is gonna match me gorgeous when I get just a slight bit of sun. It does have a nice finish to it. It's not a matte foundation, but it's not a dewy foundation. Like, my skin just looks really healthy and glowy, but it doesn't look dewy. It just looks like a natural matte finish, which I really, really like. Coverage wise, it's not a light coverage because it did cover some of my redness. Comparing sides, you can definitely tell that it definitely covered a lot of the redness, but it's not a full coverage because I can still see some freckles. I can still see some darkness from breakouts. I can still see some redness from some breakouts, like a little bit of redness. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll see the whole face. Moving on, I'm going in with concealer, and I'm going to go back in with that No Filter concealer, and I am in the shade Light 14. So I am just going to apply this right here. Love the color of this concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and blend out that concealer, and I'm first going to go in with a brush. This is the Kevyn Aucoin contour brush, but I love it for blending out concealer. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend it out. Once I have the edges nice and buffed, I'm going to go in with a beauty sponge. This one is from Spicy Choco. I'll have it linked down below. I have been loving this little sponge, and it's so cute. It's like a marbled pink. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to further blend. I honestly think this might become my new go-to concealer. I love how full coverage it is. I love how it just hit everything. It brightened everything up, and it doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look drying. Like, I really, really, really like this concealer. Like, really like it. So we're gonna go ahead and set that into place using the new Colourpop No Filter setting powder, and I picked mine up in the shade Translucent. I'm gonna put some of that in the cap. Put that much. I'm gonna take the flat side of the sponge, and I am going to, first of all, make sure that there is no creasing under the eyes. So I'm gonna blend out the under eyes, and then I'm gonna go in and stamp it. I'm gonna put a little bit on the chin, put a little bit down the nose. So I'm gonna let that kind of bake for a little bit, and while that is baking, we're gonna set the rest of the skin using the new No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder, and I picked mine up in the shade Medium Dark. I don't remember ordering the shade, to be quite honest. I thought I had ordered medium. Maybe I made a mistake and ordered medium dark, but that's okay. We're still gonna try it. So I'm taking it with my Hourglass Duo Ended brush. So I'm just going to set everything using this powder. Okay, I definitely should have gone for medium because this is a little dark, but that's okay. It's the summer. You can look a little bronzy, and honestly, it's not even too bad, but I could have gone with the sheer. I could have definitely gone with the medium. Let's go ahead and finish the under eyes before we wipe off that bakage that we have. I'm gonna go back in with that dark brown shade, and I am going to apply this to the lower lash line, very close to the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna take a pencil brush. I'm gonna take this shade, which is called Naked, and I'm going to apply that under the lower lash line. So pretty much all of the colors that we applied on the crease, I'm just going to be applying them to the lower lash line to blend that out. You can even go back in with that big blending brush that you first used just to smoke that out even more. I'm gonna go ahead and take the MR.BING eyeliner, also by Colourpop. It's just a brown liner. I believe this is in collaboration with KathleenLights, pretty sure. And I'm just going to apply this in my waterline. Now I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off that powder. So I am like slightly obsessed with the setting powder, with the translucent powder. My under eyes look so smooth, and I feel like it added some brightness under there. I really, really like that. It is a little bit of a thicker powder. It's not too fine, but it's not that bad. Like, wow, this is a $9 powder. That looks pretty good. Okay, yay, I'm happy so far. Let's highlight. Okay. I thought I didn't have a Colourpop highlight, and I was highlighting with an eyeshadow, but it's just not looking good. So I remember that I have this highlight. It's a little bit old. I'm not sure if they still have it, but this is called Stole the Show, and it's a really pretty champagne-y, golden, but still kind of neutral highlight. So we're gonna use it instead. And we're going to apply it right on top. There you go. Completely changed it. I'm gonna take a smaller brush, and I am going to apply a little bit in the inner corner just to highlight. I'm gonna go into the Colourpop bronzer in the shade Private Party. It's a really pretty bronzer. It does have kind of like a gold sheen to it, but it's not like glittery or anything. It's really soft and creamy because even the brush is making like little dents in the actual powder. So I'm gonna apply some of this in the hollows of the cheek. I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade right here, and I'm actually gonna use this as my nose contour because I feel like this bronzer is a little bit too dark for that. So I'm going to just use this to contour the nose a bit. On to blush, I'm actually gonna take this shade right here, and I'm gonna use that as my blush. So I'm just going to smile and apply that to the apple of the cheek. I'm gonna take a little bit of that translucent powder with my beauty blender, and I'm just gonna kind of clean this up a bit. Okay, so the last thing that we have to do is the lips. I'm gonna start off by lining my lips using the Lippy Stick in Aquarius Lippy Pencil, not stick, pencil. I'm gonna take the lipstick in the shade Third Eye, such a pretty shade. I'm gonna apply that everywhere. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade Appy right in the center. And then to tie everything together, I'm gonna go in with the Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Fairy Gloss. I'm going to go ahead and set everything into place. I don't have a setting spray from Colourpop, so I'm just gonna use my e.l.f. Active Post-Workout Setting Spray. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. This is what the face should look like once you're done, or at least this is what my face looks like once I'm done. I have a little mirror here just so that I can look at everything really nice and up close, because a lot of this stuff was a first impression for Colourpop. I had never tried some of this stuff. I love the eyeshadows. I think Colourpop eyeshadows are great and they're super duper affordable. So I have no complaints whatsoever with the eyeshadow. I think the eyeshadows are great. Moving on to the skin. Now, I did really like the foundation. I think it matched me great. I love the finish of it. Is it going to be my go-to foundation from now on? Probably not. Will I use it again? Yes. I am noticing that it is definitely creasing around my nose, and I used only one layer of foundation. I did not do 2 layers, so I'm not really too happy with the fact that it does crease around my nose. I'm also noticing a little bit of creasing on the sides of my mouth right here, and also on the little dent of my chin, which that usually never happens to me with some foundations. It could be the pressed powder, because on this area of my face where I use the pressed powder, it does look a little blotchy and it does look a little bit drier, and I think it was the pressed powder. I think the pressed powder doesn't work for my skin type. Yeah, I think I definitely didn't like the pressed powder, okay? I think that's the one thing that I can definitely skip on. I loved the concealer. I love how full coverage it is, but it's not drying, which is one of my biggest issues with most concealers, because my under eyes are pretty dry. I honestly don't drink enough water during the day, so my skin tends to get really dehydrated, especially my under eyes. So I definitely like to use concealers that are a little bit more on the hydrating side, and it's really hard to find a concealer that's both hydrating and full coverage, and I think this one does a pretty good job, and it's super duper affordable. So I really do like the concealer. The translucent powder I did like. I think it's a little bit too thick. The consistency is a little bit thicker than other translucent powders I have used in the past, but honestly, it's $9. I think it's great. I wish we would get a little bit more product because it is a pretty small container, but again, it's only $9, so I really did like that as well. The bronzer is really nice. I definitely think next time I would go for a lighter shade. Honestly, when I placed the order, everything was sold out, all of the bronzers and all of the blushes, so I got what was left, and I prayed that it would work for me, and it did. But I think I need to go for a shade lighter because this one was just a little bit too dark. It still worked. I think the concealer definitely bounced it off, but I could use a shade lighter. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I think that is pretty much it. Honestly, I am not too crazy about how this area of my face looks. I'm going to zoom you guys up close so that you can see what that looks like, because I am not a fan. It looks a little cakey and patchy, and it's a little creasy. So I'm going to zoom you guys in so that you can see what it looks like. So this is what I mean by my skin kind of creasing a little bit. I'm trying to get as close as possible. So as you can see, it's creasing right there, and right there, and then right here. You see that? And then right here and right here. So it looks a little dry in this area. So that is going to do it for today's video, you guys. Let me know in the comments down below what other brands you guys want me to do a one branded tutorial from. I'm thinking of doing Maybelline next, but if you have any other brands, let me know in the comments. And that is pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and give the video a big thumbs up. Share it with your family and friends and loved ones and everybody on the internet. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So until next time, I will see you guys soon. Mwah!